Alright, so my friends, my videos, no, my exams are done, my videos are, my exams are done, and that's why the second channel is gonna be back on track from now on. This is gonna be the first video starting the new age of the second channel. I got my journal right here to talk with you guys, because as you guys know, in the second channel, I have my personal journal right here that I use to take notes in my life generally, and then I share them with you guys. So today I'm gonna talk about, like, the real secret to productivity. It's gonna be like this interesting concept. By the way, my hair looks weird, bro. Like, when you shave off your hair, in the first week you're like, yeah, I'm fucking bald, gee, nice, that's nice. And then after a few weeks, when the time is like, it's this at the, like, this between area where I can't fucking speak English. It's at this between area where it's not really bald, you're not bald, but at the same time you don't really have your, like, normal short hair. So it's kind of at the weird place. So, today we're going to be talking about the real secret to productivity, right? Which is like a realization that I had over the last couple of weeks. My friends, you see these videos of like, oh, 12 productive habits, like 7 productivity tricks, and stuff like this, and I wonder to myself, like, what's actually real productivity? Like, when are you actually really productive? Some days you wake up, you feel productive, some days you wake up and you don't feel productive, but is productivity like a relative? Is it like a, oh, I feel productive, I don't feel productive? And what I decided was, productivity is basically the progress you make on your goals. And one thing that's like interesting to me was, like, I was this guy who was like, oh, I'm gonna wake up early, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. because I can work before everyone's asleep, while everyone's asleep, and stuff like that. And I still truly believe in that. I still think like I'm just gonna wake up early. Like, when in Ramadan, my like workout, my routine might change, but overall, generally, I'm gonna be the guy who wakes up really early. So, but when I think about it, like, I have a friend and some other friends as well. Like, these motherfuckers wake up at like 2 p.m. and they still get, for example, more shit done than me. So what's actually productivity? Is waking up like relatively early, like, productive for everyone? Obviously no. So the thing is, you have to have like a main thing in your life, as well as a couple of maybe small secondary things. And productivity is how much you can improve in that main thing, as well as some other like secondary things. Because overall, generally, like, everyone has this main thing in life. My main thing was school for the last like 12 fucking years, obviously. And now my main thing, as I'm probably gonna be taking, not probably, as I'm gonna be taking a gap here, my main thing is gonna be like my business and like the work that I have for other clients. Like my business, my personal brand, and that's like what takes my main time, which is on average like at least like 30-40 hours a week. Like, if you work at a job, like, you have probably like 40 hours, maybe sometimes even more. If you are like a student, then you go to school for like 30-40 hours, and then you have like studying to do. So you have that main thing in your life, as well as we are trying to become productive people, we add like a couple of secondary things. Your secondary thing might be, oh, you are trying to learn a new language, or your English is not like at a native level. I don't know how my English is like, to be honest. I'm just speaking my truth. Like, you have a couple of secondary things. This might be fitness, maybe you go to swimming, you have like swimming lessons, like you swim 10 hours a week, like whatever your secondary things are. Maybe you are trying to learn a new coding language, maybe you are trying to like play an instrument, whatever your secondary things are. Personally, my main thing right now is, there's a loud motorcycle outside. My main thing right now is my channel, and my second channel, like my business and my brand that I'm building. This year is going to be my main thing. It's going to be like my 40-50 hours a week. That's going to be like what I do on a daily basis, probably. And then I have 2 other secondary things that I'm going to be spending a good amount of time on. The first one is going to be fitness, always, because that's going to be a big part of my life for a long time in the future, to be honest. And fitness is generally like 10 to 15 hours a week for me, generally over like the 15 line, because I do like the meal prep as well. In fitness, for example, there are a couple of things you need to like think about, which are, you need to think about your like gym, your workout routine. You need to think about like getting well rest, and you need to think about like how you eat, the protein you take, the macros you consume, like everything basically. But what I realized, and also like the secondary thing that I have is like boxing, which is like I go to the boxing like gym a couple of times a week, let's say 3 days a week, and I have like an hour and a half like workout there, which is like, let's say 6 hours a week, with the travel and shit, getting ready and travel and shit. So what I realized is, my friend, if you get the KPIs done, the key performance indicators, if you just want to go to the boxing gym 3 times a week, that's like a check off. That's done. You don't have to think about that much. If you do your diet well, if you go to the gym, that's like the fitness part is checked off. If you build your business, if you're like doing the needed things every single week, if you have like KPIs that you need to hit, that's a check off. So what am I getting here? So I'm gonna be explaining you 2 different days of like 2 different people, let's say. One day is gonna be like a different one, and the second day is gonna be like a different one. The first day, for example, the guy wakes up at like 5 a.m. and he has like a business that he's building, and the only work he has to do for that business is just working 5 hours that day. He has to work 5 hours, but 5 really focused, deep hours. What if he just wakes up and boom, does that 5-hour work? No breakfast, just intermittent fasting, for example, just gets that done. And then goes to the gym. So it's like 5 a.m. wake up, so it's 10 a.m. breakfast, he goes to the gym. He's like back at like 12 noon. And then he goes to the boxing gym, and the boxing gym is like 1.5 hours. So by the time it's like 2 p.m., his day is done. Like his day is done. It's perfectly productive. And the first day that I'm imagining is actually from my life. I probably have like 5 hours of work I have to do like every single day. And if in that 5 hours I get like pretty much everything done when it comes to the business. And if I go like that, that means I can literally just play video games. Let's say I don't play video games at all. From 2 p.m. to 9 p.m., 7 hours I can play video games. And like let's say that's that side. I'll probably like meet with my girlfriend, like meet with friends, hang out with my family, go to like soccer games and stuff like that, just do enjoyable stuff. And there's a second day, for example, where the guy wakes up at 9 a.m. and then he has like a 9-hour like shift, but he works for 9 hours. But those 9 hours are like half productive. He checks out the phone, doesn't do much, like just juggling on like not important stuff like that, stuff that actually don't really bring the business into like a better future. And he's like, and then after like he's tired at like 5 p.m., he already did like a 9 hours like session. He feels like pretty productive because he's been working for 9 hours, but the other guy got that 9 hours of work done in like 5 hours. Simple. And then he goes to the gym. He has like a kind of productive workout because in the evening, generally like the gyms are going to be much more like at full, and like everyone is going to be there, so it's not going to be like a productive workout. So he comes back, he's tired, he goes to sleep. The guy did nothing except working and going to the gym that day. Like just whole day was like actually productive, right? No, the first guy finished everything at 2 p.m. and did everything plus maybe even more, like he went to boxing, more than the second guy, and he was done at 2 p.m. So if you think like this, then productivity is not really about like working all day long, working 12-hour days. If it's not really that like actually deep and focused, then it holds no value, which is different, right? So one thing is, for example, let's say you're a student and your whole life is about procrastinating. You're just procrastinating and you're not studying at all. Then one thing is, if you just start studying for 3 hours a day, you are going to become 100 times more productive because you're not studying at all now. You're not doing anything. If you just study 3 hours a day, you are doing incredible compared to the other times. And when I think about it like this, I feel like we can build our lives like a fucking video game. Pick your main thing. And the thing is, you generally cannot really pick your main thing easily. I am at a lucky position where I can decide, I'm not going to go to college this year, I'm just going to be doing my thing, and then next year I'll go to college, like stuff like this. But maybe you're a student right now, and your main thing is school, and that's decided. And maybe you don't really enjoy it much. But as long as you play the game and win, you don't have to think about, I have to study for 12 hours a day. No, it doesn't really work like that. Simple. There are simple things that you have to do. If I literally, like this year, my main priority is going to be building this business, which, like, if I work really focused, like, this is my work currently. I'm chatting with you guys about productivity, and this is my work. If I work for, like, 5 hours really focused every single day, let's say even, like, not on Thursday, not on, like, Saturday and Sunday, 25 hours, it's okay. It's enough. But if I work extremely focused in those hours, if I can get the filming done, the editing done, everything done in those 25 hours, I'm okay, I'm good to go. So that's checked off. And then the KPIs are done. And then I move on to fitness, for example. What do I have to do? Currently, I'm on a strength training program, which means I go to the gym 3 times a week, only 3 times a week. But my workouts are like really long. And as long as I get them done, that's a check off as well. So productivity is how much progress you can make to your goals. It's like sometimes, you probably know this, my friend. Let's say there's like a 3-month period where you're generally doing productive stuff. You're generally like in the gym, just trying to do better. You're in the gym, you're studying a little bit. You're not really hanging out with friends as much, like in a way where like hanging out with friends is, I feel like, productive. But if you do it in the right way, if you don't go into the same cafes, like just doing the same thing, that wouldn't be the best situation. But except that like you're doing good things, but you're stagnant. So if you are stagnant, then you're not really productive that much. Probably what's happening is in your work, while you're studying, while you're working, you're looking at your phone too much, which kills your productivity. When you're in the gym, you're training hard, but your diet is shit. And because of the fact that your diet is shit, you can't really monetize on that like gym that much progress. So, what I'm trying to say to you is, my friend, decide what your main thing is, decide what your 1, 2 secondary things are. And your productivity is all about, if this is like March 16th, how can I get better at the end of the March? I have 2 weeks, how can I get better? That is all your productivity. If, for example, if I go to the gym this days, and if I do my boxing these days, and if I get like this project done, I'm productive. Okay, then that's nice. Then you can, like, in the evening, you don't have to kill yourself and tell yourself, oh, I have to like study, you have to do this project for 5 more hours. No, as long as you get the project done, and you get it like done well, and you do your KPIs, you're good to go. So when it comes to productivity, I feel like the real secret is basically how much progress you make. Being productive in life is actually genuinely easy, because I feel like really most things that bring you further than other people, that actually make like a difference, are fucking enjoyable. Like going to the gym is the funnest thing ever. It's the funnest shit ever. And when you go to the gym, you build an attractive physique that is attractive to you, the opposite gender, I guess, obviously, and like you are apporting yourself from the average person. Learning a new language. Bro, do you know how fun at learning a new language is? You're literally learning like different stuff in the you know, like, how to explain this? You know the world. Now you are learning how to express that exact world in another language. It's fucking enjoyable, bro. But the moment you're like, oh, I'm a trilingual, I speak like Turkish, English, and German, it's like, whoa, cool. No, it's fucking enjoyable. I'm not doing this for cool, for example. I'm just doing this for enjoyable. Fuck it. I love it. So, productivity is about this, I guess. It's not about, like, I woke up, oh, I gotta be productive. What do I do to become productive? No. Relax, bro. What do you have to do today? What's your, like, to-do list? What's your KPI list? Okay, I have gym today. I have 3,000 calories, health calories to eat. I have a 3-hour study session. And then I am gonna do this for my side hustle. You don't have to be like, oh, I have to bring every single minute has to be productive. No. These 4 things need to be done. And as long as these 4 things are done, if you can finish them early, you can do something else. If you can finish that early, you can read a book. You can do whatever you want. That's also productive, for example. But at the same time, like, you can still play video games after you get things done. You can still play video games. Like, if there's an activity that's called X, for example. I don't know what that X is now. And that's just fun. That doesn't add much to my life. Like, for example, watching UFC. That doesn't add much to my life. Well, I do boxing. Maybe I learn, like, I see some new moves and shit. Like, it's not important that much, to be honest. But if I really enjoy X, then what do? I get all the stuff that I have to do without procrastinating, so I have more time for X. So, when it comes to productivity, don't feel like you have to be productive every single minute of the day. You have to worry about only getting the main things done. And as long as you get the main things done, as long as you improve in those, like, 1 main category, 2 secondary categories, you are good, my friend. You don't have to worry. So that's my message. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.